great service. So I had to make a note. This is from the heart. But anyway, I asked a gentleman to be with me. First of all, I asked him pardon if I didn't want emotional, but I'm a good guy. Jesus wept when his friend Lazarus died. And I don't think it's so much for Lazarus' death, but he knew what power he had in him. But it was for his two sisters that he felt for their sorrow. Delbert appreciated those who worked. And I'd like to thank all of his doctors, nurses, caregivers, and friends who comforted him in any way during his fight with cancer. He also wanted me to thank Mark Medina for presiding at his celebration of life last year. Connie Andrews and Diane Mistress of the music ministry. And his friend, Kevin Walker, who does his grave. Thanks to the members of the parish for preparing the eulogy service soon, and to the military honor guard from the cemetery, testimony of the military duty, and also the Patriot Rider and the American Patriot Rider led the escort out here this afternoon, or this morning. Also the Julie Trimble funeral director. A special thanks to two good friends of his, Jerome Van Loo and Delbert Rodeman, who called me often and also visited Delbert at the VA in London. 2 days ago, Jerome Van Loo, Delbert, and myself were privileged to go on the honor flight to Washington, D.C. It was a healing process for all of us. Great. Delbert hated indecision. My father's in his day once said, wait is what broke the bridge. Delbert made his decisions. He had this little thing he told me, right or wrong, let's get it on. And he didn't worry about what other people might think either. He liked little one-liners, like his dad and my dad taught all the slogans. Those that go fast won't see it, slow won't think about it. And another one that he especially liked, and we picked this up from my father and his father's cousin called Octopus, which says you got to put up with your relatives, but you can choose your friends. And due to the testimony of a number of people that were at the wake service last night, a number of people who took off over here today, he's touched a lot of people's lives. Okay, I don't have time. I just want to give a brief history of Delbert and my relationship. I can't look through our entire life because it just take up too much time. I've only got 6 pages of brief. But Delbert and I were born 4 months apart. He in July 1947 and myself in November 47. We were raised on the same farm on Route W where Delbert owned and his brother drove. Anyway, we lived there together for the first 10 years of our lives. And I remember how his mother, Alan, Tobin, and my mother, Mary Dolores Tobin, told us many times, I'm sure thankful you two guys are going to be in the same grade in school. And there's a reason for this later on. I think it was mother's intuition, knowing what the poor nun would have to put up with here at St. Stanislaus. But anyway, I do know that if Samuel Clemens knew Delbert and I complete story, not just what I'm going to tell you, but our complete story, that he would trash Huckleberry Finn and his buddy Buck and write them about us. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Little boys and girls emulate their mother and father and try to be like us. Well, Delbert and I were no different. We took up smoking when we were about 5 or 6 years old. We used to use those dried up corn tins off the castle, and we did those suckers with those kind of kitchen matches. Most people don't know, most people here know what they are. We use those kitchen matches to light it up. And we had great mentors. Delbert and I did. He had his brother Bob, and I had my brother Ralph. You know, taking a straight line and everything. So anyway, it was on. It was on. It was on. Finally, we found out where our dads stored their Sharp Camel cigarettes at. They'd always keep them in those 2-ton trucks behind the seat by the gas tank. Buddy, we hit the jackpot. We hit the jackpot. We were in on tailor-made cigarettes. Okay? We weren't in hell, but we would be a big boy. We used to get up on top of the bar rooms and we used to smoke 4 or 5 of them and run down the gutter and all that stuff. But anyway, we got busted. We got busted. It was bad enough that we were smoking cigarettes, but the idea of us using matches on the farm with all the idea of hay and all this biblical terminology, was the wailing and gnashing of teeth. And I said our mothers were making it in Coleman, the good parish of St. Francis Xavier down here in Dallas. Also, I know St. Francis Health family members are here. Their mother told me those girls had a premonition that they must have went to some school that taught people how to switch kids. And in fact, a school of higher education graduate, because Delbert and I always laughed about how we do it like a war dance. They grab hold of it and start that switch, and we'd be doing what they know, you know, and backwards too. And they knew how to work on it. Of course, they had drivers with Ralph and Bob before they got this big. Well, when we got busted with kitchen matches around, say, they used to have a little metal overall. They disappeared. But Delbert and I were pretty observant. And our dad sharpened motorcycles on the V-shaped grinding wheel. You lay a sickle over it, sharp on both sides, and we noticed that metal would get red. Well, problem solved here. We took a piece of baling wire, hit it with a hammer, and flattened it just a little bit, opened it up against that circuit, and got hot. Problem solved. Problem solved. No problem. Anyway, the farm here on the route down the borders the Osage River. And all of us kids, and I'm looking at all of them except one here, Delbert, physically, but we were forbidden to go to the Osage River. But not to the creek. We'd go down swimming, we tore it up. We weren't, I don't know what a cottonmouth was, but I guarantee you we were in 2 or 3 foot of them all the time, no problem. Now, by the time Delbert and I were 7 years old, we done knew how to get to the Osage River. We had our own boat. At that time, now we're talking about, I'm 68 also, that was 60 years ago, most all the boats on the Osage were wooden boats, and they float loose, they break loose, whatever, guys just, there were no numbers, no letters, there were no laws to that effect. We had our own boat. We had more than one, but anyway, we had our own boat, and we'd sash it across, get in that circuit, we'd use some 1x4 boards, and we'd go across the Osage. Neither one of us could swim. In fact, Delbert can't swim to the day he died. I did learn later on. But we'd hammer across the Osage, the water would be shooting up to the board, and us in, took the tin can off, and bail a little water out. No problem. This is all good, we had everything. And we got by for a while. One day, must have been July or August, we were down at the mouth of Rock Creek, and we were watching beavers. The beavers used to slide down the mud banks, and they'd slap their tails. We'd been laying down 15, 20, maybe an hour watching them, you know, July or whatever. We were too young to go with our dads to Callaway Bottom where they had a lot of farmland. And we happened to notice out there now in the Osage churches, the river was real low. There's this little rock island out there, like a little sandbar where it pushed out. Ha ha ha. A plan was concocted. That's a good half mile walk back to the Lord machine shed. We hammered all back there. Got us about 8 or 10 foot steel rod. We tied, I don't know, half a dozen at least brain sacks, gunny sacks, like the old time we called them. We wrapped them suckers up real tight with baling wire, dumped them in a 5-gallon bucket of waste oil, and back to the river we went. And it was hard carrying that, especially that keep all of them, because that would have been a giveaway. We get in our little old boat, we got oars on out to that little island, and we stick that circle down in the ground, it's up in the air at least 6 foot off the edge of the ground, at least 6 foot. We torched it. Now look at this late on in the afternoon. Later that evening, Delbert and I snuck out the back porch. We walked to the bluff. Probably, I guess, don't 100 foot above the bottom landing, but around about 100 foot. We looked down there where we torched that thing, and that whole river was a beautiful, beautiful glow. It was like, to us, I don't know about any wonders of the world yet, but that was one of them that we created. Well, about 10 o'clock that evening, very unusual, but we had the end of the city phone, and we had a crank telephone go on. Fritz Markway family called. I don't know whether Bob's dad answered or my dad or whatever. And they said something very unusual was going down. There's something burning out in the middle of the river. Anyway, this is called Chicken Dip that day. Beautiful. Anyway, we lasted about 2 days before we got busted again. And wailing and gnashing of teeth. Woo. Oh, big time. It was bad. And there's one more little thing I want to talk about. Like I said, I can't give you a complete story. This is just what we were raised together as kids. 7th and 8th grade. Delbert's in the 8th grade. I'm in the 7th grade, we had, bless her heart, Sister Agnes Smith as our principal and our teacher, 3 classes in one room. Well, I will not give the name, but 3 of the members that were involved in this are now deceased. But it come recess time, one of the boys were going down, and by this time we were Marlboro man, got back there. Back to school we go, and we take a little smoke break during recess. One of the girls got sick and threw up, and we got busted again. Well, the priest was called, derelicts as we were. We got home off the school bus, and there was wailing and gnashing of teeth in the Sister Agnes' car. That night, our mothers and dads, Edgar and Albert, Edgar and Dolores, had to come up and talk to Sister Agnes. And I remember, dreadful. I hear my mother could have been Albert. They're angry. They're talking bad to Edgar and Edgar. I thought, oh no, man, we're going to get another one. We're going to get way late this time. Well, nothing happened. 2 or 3 days later, I found out what did happen. Our mothers were mad at our dads because they told dear Sister Agnes that it wasn't much of a mule that didn't keep the barn door down once in a while. Anyway, this is just a short synopsis of what happened. I guarantee you, the Samuel Clemens wouldn't like to write about it. This is just a touch of the tip of the iceberg here. I want to thank Bob and Joan for letting me get up here and speak this morning in honor of them. And in the movie Shawshank Redemption, Morgan Freeman said something that we've always lived by. You either get busy living or you get busy dying. Delbert chose to get busy living all his life. I just want to thank you all for being here today. And Delbert, through the mercy of God, may He welcome us all as He welcomed you.